I had the rare privilege of having worked under the great giant, Professor K. L. Nagarajan, was appointed in this institution as assistant professor at the Department of Commerce in 1982. And he was the person who was there in the interview panel, and that time Haridas ji was the secretary. And they appointed me as a faculty member in the Department of Commerce. And he used to be, as many said, a model teacher. And he molded me in many respects. In the sense, I learned many things working under him. I would like to make a particular reference to one incident. He said, you'll have to go well prepared to the class. And you should go to the class on time. You should preferably go with a textbook on hand. And you have to prepare your own notes. You'll have to have your own material prepared. And how you should do it, he used to say, you have to write all the notes by yourself manually. And then you should make it a point to see that you write the notes on only one side of the notebook. And you should keep the other side free, because he used to say the other side is always capable of improvement. That is what the kind of teacher he was. It did happen. I did follow the same thing. In my 27 years of my service here, I did do that. I had my own notes prepared. I did follow the practice of writing on the one side. So it helped me at one point of time to have so much of material prepared by me manually by consulting so many books. And that helped me bring out as many as 20 odd books. So I can say with pride in front of all of you that that was the kind of inspiration, that was the kind of the leadership that you provided to me, made me, enabled me, facilitated me to make it a point to write so many books. So I would like to thank Professor Nagarajan from the bottom of my heart for making this happen. Then he also used to say, another thing, when I was there, he used to say, you should never ever apply leave casually. Although it is a casual leave which is granted by the institution, please don't do, avail the casual leave so casually. But he used to say, only on health grounds, you are supposed to avail casual leave. That is what I have been doing all along. Unless and until I'm ill, I'm sick, I never ever, applied a leave in his tenure when he was heading the department, as well as when he was heading the institution as such. When I was there in the University of Madras in 2009, I was heading the Department of Commerce for over 11 years' time. I set the same example. I never used to avail leave unless and until it was warranted because of my health being sick. So that was another thing which used to say. So therefore, as far as I am concerned, he was actually a wonderful teacher for me in the sense I was never a student, but still the way he used to speak to me, the way he used to conduct me, that really made me a good teacher later on. And he was taught me not only the art of teaching, but also taught me the art of living. So that way, I was really fortunate enough to work under him. So at this juncture, I would like to thank the management of this great institution, which is the most acclaimed institution in the entire city. Not only the city of Chennai, the entire globe, I should say. The best, the most, the best place under the sun, I should say, for a person to study, I think. So he made it happen. So really, I will remain thankful to this wonderful institution for what I am today, for giving me this kind of a life. So thanks a lot. Thank you so much. I would like to thank Dr. Ramakrishnan sir, Mr. CA Venkatesan sir, for instituting this wonderful endowment in the name of Professor K. L. Nagarajan, so that his memory can be perpetuated in the years to come. So that I really admire the lofty ideals of these wonderful family members to do things like this in the memory of Professor K. L. Nagarajan, so that it can really benefit the best, bring out the best of the talents of students, especially in the realm of commerce fraternity. So I'd like to thank everyone for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Gurusamy sir, for your sharing our experience. I now invite Dr. Emma Vasudevan sir, former controller of examination, to briefly share his experience.
In fact, I studied in DGVC College in the year 1976 to 79 as a student of commerce. and later on did my MCom also here from the years 1979 to 81. Professor K.L. Nagarajan was my teacher. Then in the year 1986, I joined the Department of Commerce as the assistant professor. In fact, I was selected. They sent me the appointment letter. I did not join because I was working in an industry and I was happy with my job. So Professor Santhanam asked me to come to college. Then I met Professor KLN. I told him, Guru, I am not interested in teaching. I don't think I could become a teacher. He told me, no, you take up this job. I asked him why. Most of us who are working in the Department of Commerce have studied textbook, and based on that we are teaching the students now. But you worked in the industry for about 5 years. So I have seen accountancy, learnt accountancy only through blackboard. But you maintained the accounts books for about 5 years in an organization, so you will be able to share your practical experience with students. Because you have maintained the accounts for about 5 years and you will be able to do it better than us. So why not you share your experience with our students? Then immediately I said, okay, I am joining this institution. In fact, when I started my career, he always insisted that I should carry a notebook where the names of all the students will be written along with their roll number. When you call a student by roll number, you used to say they are not prisoners to call them by 2001, 2002, 501, 502. You should call all of them by name. Much more than that, in fact, when we talk about discipline, K.L. Nagarajan maintained a big notebook. The moment he sees you, he will tell your name, turn the pages and say, in the last semester, you obtained so much of marks. You had an attendance of so much. He used to give the entire details of a student. So, those times we never used to have any law and order problem because the teachers were aware of everything about a student. Today, I tell you, those times we had only 3 sections in BCom and about 1 or 2 sections in the evening college. But today, because the college has grown so much, where remembering each and every student by name become very difficult. Not only that, in fact, when we started our program with a prayer, Professor K.L. Nagarajan always insisted that you start your class with a prayer. In the sense, at the time of prayer, you should be inside the classroom. A teacher should always be present inside the classroom during the prayer. And not only that, last 5 minutes, you have the tendency to relax. He will not allow. You will see he will coming on the round at the fag end of the class. The moment he see a teacher not handling classes or talking about the subject, he used to call them to the staff room and tell them, if you have to speak for 1 hour, you have to prepare for 1.5 hours, then only you will be able to speak for an hour. If you prepare for 1 hour, you will be able to speak only for 45 minutes. Afterwards, you will never know what to do. So we were trained that way. And I can tell you only one thing. I don't want to talk for a very long time. I can tell you any day in any forum that the Department of Commerce, for what it is today, Professor K.L. Nagarajan was solely responsible for what we are today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And I request Dr. R. Ganesan, sir, former principal, to share his experience.
It is wonderful to get nostalgic, especially about the early days of your career. As Mr. Vasudevan, again, before formally talking about this, about our beloved K.L. Nagarajan, I thank Ramakrishnan for having installed this endowment, and this will go a long way in helping the department. I am the one who has always been striving to get the old students, or what you call it as alumni, into our fold and helping the institution. So as Dr. M.R. Vasudevan just now mentioned, I had almost all the experiences that he had. I was also from industry when I was taken into the institution. I was in Bombay working for a company. He was in the interview panel. I came in the morning by train and came straight to the college to attend the interview. He was in the interview panel, secretary was not there. He asked many questions on subjects. And he also wanted to, he asked me, why do you want to come here? Because you are working in a corporate. I told him I want to be with my parents. That must have struck a chord in him. Because later he told me, Ganesan, you told me, do you remember? Because he was insisting me getting into evening college. I was coming from a far off place in Chennai that was near Pallavaram. So I was resisting his lure. But he told me, Ganesan, I understand, because you told me in the interview that you want to help your parents and you want to be with them. So then I understood what are the values this man is cherishing. He is a model to any teacher, any aspiring teacher, I would say. Had all the qualities of a great teacher. You cannot be a teacher to a select few in a classroom. He was a teacher to one and all. And I have not, unfortunately, I have not had an experience as a student with K.L. Nagarajan. I know him only as my colleague. But I have, every year, even as I was sitting in the principal's room, I used to get visitors who used to be very passionate about you. When you mention the name of Mr. K.L. Nagarajan, they become so passionate about him. They tell you about stories that would be unbelievable. A man who cared for students. He was telling about keeping records of students. And, he particularly watched both of us because we both were handpicked by him. He used to call us every now and then and advise us. In my first week, he called me because we took pride in going to class without any book. We both of us used to walk into the class without anything and talk. He called us and told us about the importance of carrying books to the classroom. That will inspire the students. You might be knowing what to teach, but the student will get an idea that you are doing your own homework to inform the students, to take the message to the students. He never believed, because that is why he was a successful teacher. He never believed in pompous language, bombastic language. He could reach all the students, the last benches. Literally, the way in which he spoke would reach only the last bencher, I was told. Not more than, adukku mela oru inch kuda veliyila pogadu avarude satham. He was so mild in his manners. And he used to tell us, very special thing about him was, he knew who should be given which subject. The beginners were always given law. The reason is simple. Very, you can reason it out and very solid. Because teaching law will help you in improving your English. And he would say, when you take, he would pass through your class listening every word you utter in the class. And once the class is over, he would invite you to his room. Ganesan, I heard you teaching pledge and bailment. Instead of taking 123, section 123 first, you must teach 124 first and then come to, I'm not very sure about the sections, this is just an example. He would give you that suggestion and you would be taken aback. How this man is so meticulous about small things. Then we understood to be a successful teacher, it is not demonstrating your command over the subject is not necessary. Your ability to put what is given in the book across to the students in the simplest terms is very important. This is how he influenced us. He was a great influence on the entire department. We all wanted to get modeled against about him. So, if at all, as everyone is saying, if at all the department has reached this stage, we can say we are one of the leading commerce departments in the city, if not the only one. The entire credit should go to that man because he started the department, he built up the department. And if at all we have a social standing, we owe everything to the respected K.L. Nagarajan. So it is an opportunity for me to gather certain things about what happened 38 years back. I must thank the organizers for having given me this opportunity. His values, again, I am reminded of an incident. It was my marriage in the year 89. I invited him. He could not come. He was not in station, I think. And I told him that, sir, I am applying on leave, medical leave for 10 days. He was upset. எதுக்கு நான் ஹனிமூன் போகிறேன் சார். ஹனிமூன் போகிறதுக்கு மெடிக்கல் லீவ் போடுறீங்களா அப்படின்னாரு. Then I understood. Okay, so this is not the way. These are, I was so young and I was also advised by people around me, why do you waste your leave? That so much of medical leave would be given to you, you would avail this. So these are some of the basic values that you learn from people like you. Once again, thank you very much for having invited me to share my thoughts. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ganesan sir. I now invite Dr. V. Prassana Venkatesan sir, the former associate professor, to briefly share his experience.
Good morning to all of you. I find as soon as Dr. Gurusamy was addressing, all the students' attentions were here. Professor K.L. Nagarajan, I am the old student of this college. I was a gifted person to study under him, as well as joined as professor here. He will not start the classes if he finds that if there is any disturbance in the class. All of them used to choose the first bench. We can't hear his voice if you sit in the last bench. Very soft spoken. Everybody can remember with white pant, white shirt with black color, umbrella. Whether it is a winter or summer or rainy season, used to come with, permanently used to maintain the white dress with a neat and disciplined way. He will come with color chalk pieces in a cigarette box. The balancing figure, as a commerce students, you know, the balancing figure, you write in different color. The total, whenever we total the balance sheet and other things, you know, in cost accounts or management, anything, the total will be in different color. You will start the concepts very deeply. Funds flow statement, if you want to teach, you will start with the fund. That will take nearly 15 minutes to complete that meaning and definitions, everything regarding that fund.
then we will move to the flow, then we will move to the statement. Finally, you can find all the concepts are very clear. And as many of my colleagues have told everything, one thing I can remember, the main deity of our college is Krishna, Lord Krishna. So all his sons' names ends with Krishna. That nobody has mentioned. Venkatesan, Balakrishna, Murali Krishna, Ramakrishna, like that. All their names are ends with Krishna. And nobody has mentioned about Shanta madam, his wife. Very soft spoken, very humble. Not only that colleagues, we have the fear. We can't stand in front of him. But outside is a very genuine and very family way he used to approach us. I visited several times in his house. Shanta madam can remember all the professors' names. And our Venkatesan, old student of our college, when you teach MCOM, first time they introduced semester system in the MCOM. We were the students. We do not know the MCQ questions that at present you are learning, one word answer, multiple choice and other things. He used to tell, my son Venkatesan has prepared all that questions chapter wise. You have to read each and every sentence in the book. And not the simple, in cost accounts I find, I have some knowledge also about the present conditions also. Cost accounts, S.P. Iyengar, B.K. Bar, Jaina Narangada, later it has come. Advanced books, we used to refer so many books, and as Gurusamy has mentioned, when I got the appointment and first time before going to the class, he has given me 400-page notebook. He has given me 400-page notebook to me for teaching purpose. He gave the books also, reference books. What are the books you are going to refer? Which are the books you have to read? And as he said, for further reference, we have to leave some pages and develop everything. First 4 years or 5 years, once you prepared very well, till your retirement, you can go on prolong with these notes. Banking finance magazines or chartered accountancy magazines or cost accounts magazines, everything were available in the library. Even how many of you have gone through that central banking functions in DCOC? Only one copy was there in our library. Heavy rush to catch that book, to get that book. And several reference books. He used to bring, nowadays I find in the library so many other books they are recommending, but in those days, reference books are very highly knowledgeable books. We can say Sultan Chandan books and other foreign authors' books he used to order and keep it in the library. Even sometimes he used to give it from his bureau. And Professor Sampath, just I don't want to take more time. Great Professor K. Sampath. Here our old students are here. His students are here. So I like to mention, the professor has completed some chapters in partnership from Shukla and Gravel book. He met Professor K. Nagarajan, asked, how many problems you have completed? Sir, 7 problems I have completed. Continuously have you worked? Yes, sir. I can complete the syllabus, sir. Without completing the 15th problem, how you have done this 4th problem? The main important concept is in the 15th problem. You are not thorough with all the other problems. Like that, everything used to give importance. Every professors, every students are given more importance. Nobody can forget him. And we used to keep his photos in our pocket. Our Professor T.S. Padmanabhan is no more. used to keep his photo. Many of us used to keep some gods' photos in the pocket, but Professor T.S. Padmanabhan used to keep Professor K.L. Nagarajan's photo in his pocket so that he can sincerely teach to the students. To remember him, really I am gifted to work under him, to study under him, and to move with his family also. Greatness to the opportunity given to me to meet you and tell my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now, with all our hearts warmed by these beautiful memories, we'll move to the next part of our program, our lecture on aspiration to achievement, modern perspectives to career enhancement. We have our resource person, Mr. Mahesh Iyer, sir, management consultant, with us to take the session forward. I won't keep it long, but we are really glad to have you here, sir, and we are looking forward to the insight you will be sharing with us today. With that, I warmly respect our resource person to begin the session.